Good morning everyone and welcome to another day of Advent Storytime. We're on day 14 today, I think. Yes, day 14, the 14th of December. So we'll add our 14th bauble to the tree. And we'll light our Advent candle. Today's story is called The Innkeeper's Daughter. You might want a pillow for this one. You see my pillow. I could just go to sleep right now, to be honest, as well. So this is The Innkeeper's Daughter, written by Karen Clark. Dear little one, this story is called The Innkeeper's Daughter. It's one of the stories Karen Clark wrote. She isn't in any of the Bible stories about the birth of Jesus, but I thought about how it might have been. Rebecca snuggled down in her bed. It was so cold outside, but her bed was warm. As she lay there, she thought about the day. What a very busy day it had been. The town was bustling with lots and lots of strangers. Rebecca had wanted to look at all the strangers who had come back to Bethlehem to be counted by the Roman soldiers. But her mother had given her job after job. Chop the vegetables, fetch water, brush the animals, and then after all that, just as Rebecca thought she would be able to sit down and play with her toys, her mother had another job for her. Rebecca, said her mother, can you go out to the stable and collect the eggs, please? Rebecca had been so mad with her mother that at first she had stayed where she was, pretending what she hadn't heard. It was only when her mother asked again that she reluctantly went to the stable and collected the eggs. Just as she was about to go and play with her toys, she noticed that the manger was nearly empty, so without being asked, she filled the manger with hay for the animals. But now she was snuggled up in her bed, her eyes were heavy, and just about to close in sleep. As she lay in the dark, she could hear her father get up and go towards the door. Knock, knock. Yes, I am coming, grumbled her father. As he opened the door, a whoosh of cold air came in, and Rebecca snuggled under her covers. Her father called to her mother, and the two of them went out, leaving Rebecca in her bed all alone. In a little while, Rebecca's parents returned and wrapped her up in blankets and carried her out to the stable in the middle of the night. As they opened the door, Rebecca saw a man and a woman, and then looking over to the manger she had filled with hay earlier, Rebecca saw a beautiful little baby all wrapped up in a blanket like hers. The lady spoke to Rebecca. Thank you so much for putting the lovely soft hay in the manger. It had made a very special bed for this very special baby. So we might not always want to do the things that we have to do, but sometimes the things that we have to do bring great rewards and great treasure. So we're going to sing a song based on the tune Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush this morning. Here we go round the mulberry bush, mulberry bush, mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. Here we go to Bethlehem, to Bethlehem, to Bethlehem. Here we go to Bethlehem on a cold and frosty morning. This is the way that Joseph walks, Joseph walks, Joseph walks. This is the way that Joseph walks, a long, long way. This is the way that Mary rides, Mary rides, Mary rides. This is the way that Mary rides, a long, long way. Here we are in Bethlehem, Bethlehem, Bethlehem. Here we are in Bethlehem, there's nowhere to stay. Here's a stable soft and warm, soft and warm, safe and warm. Here's a stable safe and warm, a place where we can stay. Here is Jesus, God's own Son, God's own Son, God's own Son. Here is Jesus, God's own Son, hooray, hooray, hooray. I hope you've enjoyed today's story. Please come back tomorrow and the next day and the next day until Christmas Eve, where there will be a new story each day and a different song. Let's end in our prayer. May the joy of the angels, the wonder of the shepherds, the worship of the wise men, and the peace of the Christ child be yours this Christmas time. Amen. Thanks for joining me and see you soon. Goodbye.